Well, welcome back to the channel. I'm out here on a little slow stroll. Look at my nap. Anyways, I wanted to post a little short video to answer some of the questions I've seen. That way, if you don't go in the comments, you can see the answers. I'm sure one of the biggest questions people have is how fast does the Philodo Falcon go? Realistically, I tested my speedometer with my phone's GPS. Didn't do it on video, but when I was riding, it's pretty accurate. I mean, it's within a mile an hour. Sometimes it was consistently even. Sometimes it takes GPS a little bit to catch up, but it's pretty accurate. And the fastest I'm about 240 pounds, 6'1", 240. So I'm not great big, but I'm not a little guy. The fastest I've gotten this bike on level ground, minimal wind, a little bit of wind, was about 38.7, 39 miles an hour. I seen it hit 39 just for a brief second. So I mean, you can say 37 to 40 realistically, and that was with about 58 volts showing on. I've been riding it. So it still will get up and go after it's lost some battery. Obviously, they lose speed, they lose power as they lose battery. So realistically, 37 to 40. My son has gotten it to 40 miles an hour, but he's also 60, 70. He's about 180, 185 pounds. He's taller than I am, but he's not as heavy. So weight does matter. When I picked this thing up and done a speed test with just a rear wheel, it got up to 41.9. So just standing there holding it. I'm pretty sure I got that on video. It's on our YouTube channel. Now, I haven't noticed any death wobble. You know, I know you'll get that. I've experienced it if you don't have your spacers right and your handlebar, and it's not pinching down on the spacers. There's play in there. I mean, just on a regular road bike, you're going to get that. You're going to get wobble, but I haven't experienced that. And I will say, I've changed my handlebar setup. I like it this way. As you can see, I'm setting up a little more. But not everybody's going to like it this way. I mean, it is closer to you. You may not, with the video, you may not be able to see. I can still turn, and you can see in my videos, I don't have any problems turning. It's just if you're sitting still or something, you know, or whatever. But as far, I'm riding 99% of the time, I've turned in trails tight, no issues. I recommend that, some sort of riser, however you want to put it. And because you're gonna be more prone to put more miles on it. I am going to do a 500-mile review on this bike, so we'll get there before you know it. I've got near 500 miles on my JC on, so this one gets around and gets a lot of places a lot faster, so I'm putting miles on it pretty quick. But the tires, Cheo Yang is the tires, same ones that are on my JC on. I had one flat on my JC on, and it was such a, I don't know if I got a thorn somewhere at the park or what, but I didn't get it on video, but I was unprepared. It left me stranded on the side of the road. Now my son came, he wasn't too far away, and he brought the pump, hurried it up, made it home, no problem. Put slime in it, no issue since. Knew the slime would work because the leak was so slow, and the tire's been just fine since. These tires, yeah, I mean, I've noticed the sidewalls are a little softer, but you know, if you're going to go do some serious off-road, you know, you're probably going to want to upgrade the tires. Just my assumption, because these sidewalls are not, they're a little, they're comfortable for out riding on trails, or you know, the more cushion you got in the tire, but also that can affect your speed. The less firmness, you're going to use more battery, you're not going to go as fast. Like a car, you're not going to get the battery, you're not going to get the fuel mileage. Other than that, those are the most questions I've had. I've mentioned in another video that the headlight is 700 looms. It's bright enough to get the job done. It's a good headlight if I'm just going local, you know, around town. But if I get on an area that I'm not familiar with and it's dark, you know, a country road or something, I'm going to be a little leery to go 30 miles an hour or 35, because you run up on a pothole before you know it. It's 700 looms. It's not the brightest light in the world. It gets the job done. It's brighter than our JCons, and we've had no issues out of those. Your cars are going to see you just fine, you know, with the brake light and the tail light. The brakes on this thing are fantastic. I've had no issues out of them. Now, how long the pads last, we'll find out. But that's a wearable item. Other than that, you know, I wish these e-bikes would come with at least a 2811 freewheel. That 2814, it's just, when you get going 24, over 24 to 26, you just, it ain't enough there to pedal. I switched my JC on to 2811. It makes a world of difference. Huge difference. I can be going 26, 27, and I still got pedal. I'm not ghost pedaling. So I like the throttle on this one. It's the same as a JC on. What I really like is the cruise control. You can set the cruise control and go however fast you want. I'm gonna turn around right here. Other than that, I mean, it's a good e-bike. You know, it's good quality. It rides good. I probably need to let a little air out of this, you know, my shock, because it's air suspension. It's got the D&M air shock. So I probably need to let a little. It's a little stiff. I'd like it to be a little smoother, but that's something you can adjust and play with on your own, depending on your weight, how you want it to ride, how you're gonna ride. We do a lot of, you know, smoother surface riding. I do intend on taking it down a trail, but it's just too muddy right now. Plus, I don't, you know, these aren't motorcycle tires. I'm not trying to get flat tires all the time. I want to jump on it and ride and have fun. That's what everybody wants to do. So, and this thing is a blast. It handles well. You know, I don't feel that shake. I don't feel, when I'm going wide open, 37, 38, you know, I've jumped across lanes, and, you know, I've tried to shake the bike. I don't feel that. I know I sent a video about one of the Wired Freedom. I think it was the Wired Freedom, or one of the Wired bikes. Something to do with the suspension had plate. It was bowing. So I've not felt anything like that on this bike. I know there was a comment about maybe filling the tires. I'm trying to set my cruise control. Filling the tires. I mean, that is what it is. It's the tires. You know, if you fill your tire, I don't feel. I mean, probably a little, but it doesn't affect the ride. You know, the ride of it, or you know, the stability or the control. Because I mean, I'll take the corners at 30 miles an hour, you know. So I'll ride it and I'll test it. But I think the most impressive thing about this bike is it will flat ass climb a hill. Like, just impressive. The videos don't do justice to some of them hills that I was climbing. And in one of the videos, you know, we rode the trails, and I'm sitting still. And that hill's, you know, it's, you know, 4.5, 5 feet to the top, and it's almost 90%. You know, I mean, it's getting up to the top quick. And this thing just, I mean, right up it. So it will climb. It's got the torque. And it's all with the dual motor. I mean, it obviously doesn't have that power with just a single motor. It will get you there and it'll get you up to speed with just single motor, but it takes longer. So overall, guys looking at me like I'm freaking crazy. Anyways, I don't really do shit. It'll get you there in single motor, but dual motor, you know, I generally like, you know, just to show for demonstration, you know, it'll spin out the front motor, but typically if I ever use the dual motor, just for the longevity of the motor, I don't want to sit still and just romp on it. You know, because if it's spinning and grabbing, I don't want to be tearing up the gears or nothing like that. Generally I'm going and then I'll put it in, unless I'm sitting still and I'm climbing a hill and it's loose or something like that. You know, that motor can or should be able to take that, and if it can't, it's a piece of junk. So I don't mistreat nothing. I've owned a lot of equipment, so I know how to take care of stuff, and I know the do's and the don'ts. Anyways, when you set that cruise control, if you're coasting downhill faster than when you're actually holding it, it's kind of, the cruise control is going to wait till you get to where you thought it was at, so it throws you off. It's going a little slower than I wanted. But I'm not trying to make this video too long. I just wanted to touch a few points and speak on the JCon, speak on, you know, their customer service as far as coming through. And, you know, I think in my eyes, that's good for business for them, you know, to see that firsthand. And I highly doubt it's because I posted that video. I mean, my channel ain't big enough to, you know, especially then, I didn't have enough. I don't know if I had 100 subscribers at the time. But yeah, you know, negativity is what draws people, so I'm not trying to be negative. Now, somebody sends me something or a bike, it's a, you know, a piece of junk, and they don't own up to it, and, you know, don't send it to me if you don't want the truth. Because I'm not going to get out here and lie to people. I won't tell them the truth. So, I'm not saying people are out there doing that, but I know there's people out there with all kinds of stuff that, you know, they're promoting stuff that they don't truly believe in. I'm not going to promote something if I don't believe in it. And just because something breaks don't mean it's a piece of junk. It's got mechanical moving parts. It's going to break. And if you can't understand that, then I wouldn't want you as a customer myself. So it's taking care of it, standing behind your product. That's what matters. But I think that's about most of the questions that I've seen. If you got any more, you know, shoot them my way. If I don't answer them, somebody else. There's quite a few people on my channel, obviously, that have the Philodo Falcon or Philodo in general. So I think we're all kind of working them in together and enjoying riding them. So, but until next time, y'all get out there and enjoy your bikes. If you got them, if you don't, go get you one, because they're fun. And they're getting more popular. I've been seeing a lot of them in our area, which was not as common. Actually, I seen the e-sales the other day, and they're no longer in business. So I think somebody will buy them out, though. Who knows? But anyways, I'm gonna close this video out on that note. Y'all get out there and enjoy your bikes, and stay tuned, because there's gonna be a lot more videos coming. Us either riding this bike, the JC-On, or you never know what may pop up on our channel. So I'm looking to ride any and all of them, give them a good test. So we'll see y'all next time. Adios.